Testing one, two, three. Guess Joe Boo doesn't like beer. Okay, looks like I am back. And okay. Hmm. You got it. Okay, I got it back. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what the heck happened. The screen went black on it. I'm beginning to wonder if it's a. Hang on one second. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm beginning to wonder if Joe Boo is having something to do with this tonight because he's got a bag on his head. Um, Jason Garrett called YouTube because I was talking bad about him. That's possible. Um, Trying to see where I don't have the chat here. Okay. All right, let's see if I got the chat up. Sorry, guys. Having a hard time tonight. Um, Unfortunately, this is a new stream, and everybody who's on the other stream is um, watching on that one. Boy, talk about a pooch screw. Okay, let me do something real quick here. Okay, let me go to that one and tell everybody, sorry, new stream. I had to start it over. Um, Damn. Let me let them know. Okay, open up for business here. Um, Everybody's over on the other stream. Okay, so we got, yeah, for whatever reason, the sound went out. I had to restart it and come back to you guys. I apologize. We're open for business now. And it sucks because everybody's still on the other stream waiting for it to come back. But I can't go back to that one and restart it from that one. I had to start a new one. So I'll give the other people a few seconds to. Oh, there it is. How you doing, Miss Jackie? Mark for head coach. No, I don't want that. Um,
Shaw for head coach.
can I delete the other one? Let me see. See, now you're asking me to do things I don't know how to do. You know I'm old, right?
No, Christopher Shaw for head coach. Or how about Hardball for head coach?
Okay.
If he's fired.
It won't allow me to erase that because actually I started two because that one didn't work.
They'll eventually erase the other one when it goes public. I mean, when it stops rendering.
Well, it won't let me. But I'm
No,
trying to
usually,
kill.
Usually it doesn't until it stops rendering.
Okay, so I can't end that
I mean, usually it'll start rendering a few minutes later.
because technically I have three streams that are going at the same time. And okay, well I'm sorry. I just guys, I suck. Okay, he just said you can't do it till it renders, but I tried to restart it so it says live from Evo. That one's not going. What's creepy bad bag doing there? Oh, that's Joe Boo's got a bag over his head because see, he's ashamed of the Dallas Cowboys right now. So the question is, do we end up winning just enough for Jason Garrett to keep his job, or has Jerry Jones finally had enough? Ryan, that 7-year-old, sure created a stir. I got Law Nation. I got myself. You got Foots. You got everybody in the world. You've got all of the talking heads out there, from Stephen A. and um, Jason Whitlock. Everybody in the world is saying Jason Garrett is the problem.
Where is it there?
But Jerry doesn't listen. Everybody has known he's been the problem forever.
Controversy. That's what he likes. Headline.
But it seems like Ryan, that 7-year-old fan, he seems like he's got a little bit of traction. Maybe Jerry will listen to him.
I doubt it.
I don't. Like I said, It's hard. It's hard to wake up in the morning knowing how bad the season has been. So my question for you guys is, now that everybody's slowly working their way back over here, and again, I apologize. I'm going to probably play with this over the weekend and find out what happened. Are you Joseph Lopez? I don't think you're blocked. Miss Jackie, is Joseph Lopez blocked? Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, man. I thought I was going to meet you at the Saints game, but you switched games. Well, the problem, I didn't realize that the Saints game was going to be on a Thursday night, and that makes it kind of harder to take off the time. And
The game
with
after-
Hot Homes thing that I was talking about, they're not going to be doing it on Thursday night games. And what we're going to be doing at the Eagles game is we're actually going to have a tailgate as well as an autograph signing with the one, the only, the original 88 dropping the mic on Saturday, the tailgate on Sunday. We're going to be at the game together and everything else. So it was like I could go to the Saints game on Thursday night, have to miss work, or we could go the following week and end up seeing Drew Pearson. So it was kind of a hard decision, but it was like, okay, we'll see Drew Pearson. Well, if you're in Charles County, Maryland, shoots, you ought to come by for a game and just hang out here at the man cave, man. David, I've been asking that one for years. He just says, I believe in Jerry. He just, I think that's Jerry Jones trying to fit that square peg into a round hole, where he believes because he picked that guy and says he's going to be great, that he wants to be able to say, see, I told you. And that's where I was before we had the problems here. The reason the Cowboys won back in the 90s was the Herschel Walker trade. Herschel Walker, when you got that much talent, when you got that many draft picks, it made all the difference in the world, especially with Jimmy Johnson being part of picking those guys. We have not had that influx of talent like that. We've done really well since Will McClay has been the head of scouting. But taking that talent, and you can't look and say that teams have so much far away better talent than what we've had. We've had more Pro Bowlers than anybody. We've had more first-round players that have made the Pro Bowl than anybody since 2012. That's a fact. The problem is when you get Jason Garrett in big games, they piss down their legs. We got to be honest about that. They can't make the call. You can point back to every one of those, and I'm not talking just about the few playoff games that we've had. Dax locker room interview said Coop might be lining up in the backfield some. Expect a heavy load from him in different formations. Well, General Jones, you know what? They've got to try. Here's the thing. Marcus Mariota was worse than Dak going into our game last week. They had a bye week, and you look what they ended up doing. They found ways and wrinkles to get away from our Cowboys pass rush. You notice how the Cowboys haven't been getting as many sacks as we've been getting before? What teams have learned is you got to do 3-step dropbacks. You got to do the quick screens outside. You've got to hit them from different directions and keep them guessing. Teams have adjusted to our Cowboys pass rush. We don't adjust anything. You can look at the offense that we've been running this year. It's identical to last year, to the year before, the year before, the year before. Every year it's the same thing. The difference was Tony Romo, by being able to buy time in the pocket, doing crazy things like J.J. Watt had him sacked, and somehow miraculously he gets out of it and finds Terrence Newman in the end zone. That's what Tony Romo did. That play wasn't designed to go there, but they get credit for a 50-yard touchdown because Tony Romo did that. As much as you guys hate Dak and say he sucks, understand, even Malcolm Butler, excuse me, not Malcolm Butler, Malcolm Jenkins will tell you, 2016, Dak had a whole lot more talent around him. The offensive line is no longer the best offensive line in football. We're one of the worst teams at giving up sacks in time, and as well as hits on the quarterback. We're not running the ball like we used to. We don't have a go-to tight end any longer. There's not a guy who's a security blanket. When the play breaks down, you hit that guy. And that's why Jason Witten had as many career catches as they did. Because when shit got bad, Tony Romo knows where Jason Witten was going to be. And I just get it over to him. He's going to get it. He's got hands of glue. You don't have that guy. Your wide receivers, Deontay Thompson, you let go. Now, the good thing about that is we may be able to get a fourth-round compensatory pick back because we lost Anthony Hitchens. And because he did not make it past 8 games, you may end up getting that. So that may be a big bonus. You got Noah Brown, who's coming up from injury, as well as, can't remember the other guy, who's coming onto the active roster. So we got talent. We have some talent. We have some injured talent, but we definitely don't know how to use it. When you don't run Zeke Elliott the last 20 minutes of the game, when you're a running team, does that not seem kind of funny to any? Does that seem funny to anybody else? Does that seem funny to anybody else that we are built to be a running team, but your running back ran the ball 6 times in the second half? That's the same thing that we did against Seattle last year. I don't know if you guys remember that. See, this is where you look at coaching and say, what the F are you doing? You had Zeke Elliott coming back from his suspension, hungry, wanting to perform. You had your wide receiver melt down in the first half, but you had a first down on the 3-yard line, and you passed. You had a first down on, or excuse me, a second down on the 2-yard line, and you passed. That's the fallback for Jason Garrett, is to be pass happy. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't pass, but there's ways of passing that should be better. Aaron, thank you for the super chat, and I've said that over and over again too. Vosh and I have had disagreements on that one, but to me, Lyle Collins is a much better guard than tackle. But for whatever reason, Cam Fleming, they're not as high on as they were when they signed him. With Connor Williams out, they don't want to move Lyle Collins, so they're going to end up bringing in somebody else to play there at guard. So, but I agree with you wholeheartedly that I think Lyle Collins will be a better guard than tackle. Joseph, I'm not sure why that happens. I actually don't block anybody. We have moderators that are in here that end up getting people, but I only try and get them if they're just, if they're booty hole guy, you're getting blocked. If you're saying something, or if you're doing personal attacks, you'll get blocked. But other than that, I like to keep stuff kind of rolling. And Aaron, I agree. Lyle is much better than Connor Williams. Connor Williams needs some time. He's still a rookie. His technique was not great. And with Paul Alexander, Mr. Ketchup, I don't think he was getting taught as well as he could be. And that's one of those things that it's still going to take time for those guys to get back playing better. I will say this much: Tyron Smith is getting better than he was the first half of the season. He's beginning to look more and more like his old self. But the loss of Travis Frederick is huge. Don't underestimate a center. You know, when you lose a guy like that who's a perennial Pro Bowler, it makes a difference on the offensive line, without a doubt. I'm not saying that, you know, because Joe Looney has done a great job, but he's still, um, yeah, I, Boomer, don't know, man. It's been a rough week getting back in town. Um, I'll be honest. When I got back from work, I took a nap and I looked at the clock. It's 8:15. I was like, "Oh crap! I got to get this stuff set up." Um, I'm just tired, man. Well, come on. Well, it's a symbol, Costco, of what they say Cowboy fans are doing. I see you guys aren't hiding. Um, Shout out to Jesse, Natasha, Marcus Bell, Roberto, Rusty, Young. I see Cleveland Brown. No, we got Joe Boo has not done his job. Joe Boo's not getting any more refills till we win another game. Um, Shut up, Michael. Smart ass. I'm about to smack my own
Hey, I
son.
almost got my hand going just as much as you
Um, I take at this point. I take Hugh Jackson over Garrett. He took I'm not. Come on, Hugh Jackson. Unfortunately, Cleveland Browns are a place that careers go to die. If you're a quarterback, you don't want to go to Cleveland. If you're a coach, you don't want to go to Cleveland. Cleveland is just bad. And Hugh Jackson was a well-respected coordinator. And when he took that job, I'm like, oh, damn, Hugh, this is not going to end pretty. And he won't, unlike a Jason Garrett, who can be bad year after year, he won't get another opportunity. But what we need is we need a new philosophy. And we need to start that from the top down. You know, people say that Troy Aikman's just hating, but listen, Jerry, you wanted to get rid of God. It actually just hurts just even thinking about it. I still, to this day, can't believe that after winning back-to-back Super Bowls, that you got rid of Jimmy Johnson. Because of your ego. Maybe all of this is the football gods just punishing Jerry Jones. Kind of like the curse of, the Giants. Bobby Lane. After they did him wrong as a quarterback, he said 50 years of bad things for you guys. And it seemed like that happened.
The Madden curse.
Okay, Michael believes it's the Madden curse because T.O. was on the cover.
With Dallas Cowboy uniform
Tamara, I've screwed up something and it's not going to both of those. I've got to reset the Vimeo setup and all that, and figure out what I did wrong. So it's not on there right now. So I'll make sure by Monday I get it. But to bring through the Chan Galeys and the Barry Switzers and stuff, when you had a system that was working, just to say, I built this. Well, guess what, Jerry? You built this shit sandwich that we're eating right now. You built this. You're the one that keeps holding on to Jason Garrett and this antiquated system. You're the one that wasted having a great quarterback. You're the one that wasted great players like Jason Witten and DeMarcus Ware. You're the one that everybody is laughing because of. So take credit for all that, Jerry. You don't deserve the love that you get from all of these people, all these Cowboy fans across the world. Rusty, Switzer They won in spite of him, not because of him.
Look what they did afterwards.
Switzer was literally the original puppet. That team had so much more talent than anybody else. Everybody thinks about, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, but they forget that he had a number one defense. So it was kind of hard to screw that one up. Is the season over? I'm not going to say it's over until you're mathematically eliminated. I enjoy getting ready for football. Tomorrow I'll be figuring out what I'm cooking for Sunday. I'll have friends coming over for the game, and I'm going to enjoy the game. Whether or not we have it for the playoffs, I will be there every single game. So for me, the season's not over. When we make the playoffs, the odds aren't good. Not with the Eagles, the Falcons, the Redskins, the Saints, and the Eagles up on tap. But the Redskins, having lost 4 of their starting offensive linemen, they could go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, which has been up and down. There could be Fitz magic for all you know. They could lose and be 5-4. If somehow, some way you get a win against the Eagles, and I still say, I don't believe the Eagles are the same team they were last year. They can't run the ball like they did last year. Carson Wentz is still playing well, but he's still fumbling the football. Their defense isn't as good as they were. And now they've lost their 2 starting cornerbacks. I know we're 7-point underdogs. We're playing on the road. Haven't done crap on the road. But somehow, I got a feeling the Cowboys are going to win this game. And if that happens, that scenario happens, you're only 1 game behind the Redskins, and then you play them in 2 weeks. So it's not over. And I'm sure some people are going to say that I'm delusional, I'm crazy. But what you're going to find out over the course of the next couple of weeks is how the players feel about the coaching staff. If the players give up, if you see them come out and play like crap, then you know they've lost the team and that Garrett has to go. But if you see them come out there fighting and clawing, digging and scratching and giving it all, then that bodes well for Jason Garrett. Oh, Rich Homie. It's owned by the Redskins for the moment, okay? And it can be very short-lived. The NFL changes so rapidly, it's not even funny. You cannot count your eggs your chickens before they hatch. I'm telling you, from week to week. And as Redskin fans, it's so crazy because every week we go from the Redskins talking about being a great team to we need to fire the coach and start all over. I am optimistic. I'm a glass half full and thankful that I have a glass type person. Well, player, I agree with you. I honestly wish Dallas was better too because for me, when you beat a team, you want to beat them at full strength. You are 100%, Brian. The NFL is crazy. NFL is just so unpredictable. Yeah, big game Shane. Joe Boo has a bag of shame right now. And if we lose against the Eagles on Sunday, he may be wearing it for the rest of the season. Again, the Redskins have done well with the injuries that they've had, but you can't keep pulling people off the streets and get them playing. See, that's where, David, God, that's the conundrum right there. I literally got hate last year because I said, do we want the Cowboys to lose so we get rid of Garrett? Well, Calvin, I did get that one right, and I also said that the Giants were going to be doo-doo. So at least I got two things right. And I said the Redskins would be about 8-8. Only thing I screwed up on was I said we'd be 11-5. So, yeah. How crazy is it that this is what's crazy? Thank you, player. I agree with you 100% that our coaches are killing us. I don't understand why I'm on two channels at the same time. I've got to figure my thing out here. It says I kind of screwed up on that one, but I'll figure it. He's like the unknown comic from the Gong Show. Okay, something with a dead bird in it, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to have on Sunday, but you're right. Something with a dead bird. I was actually thinking about doing steak and cheese and showing them how a real steak and cheese is instead of those dog meat ones that they always eat up in Philly. You want Garrett gone, but you hate losing. That's where I am too. And Ray James, I think you're right on that one too. Linehan's going to be the fall guy. Garrett's going to be the yes man. Jerry's not going.
That's what I said. That's what I keep
Mm. I don't. Yeah, I hear you, Epic Freeman. I hear you. I'm upset about every one of the losses, but I'm upset because we usually have opportunities. And when you start looking at things, when you start looking at the film afterwards, and you wonder, what are they thinking? You watch the running game, and you're looking at this, and you're seeing the same thing over and over and over again, that you can predict what they're going to do. We, as Joe the fan, can predict what they're going to do. A turd ducking? What is a turd ducking? If we lose bad, fire everybody.
Is turkey, chicken, and something else?
Eagles 24-15.
It's a turkey.
When do I think? Oh, God. Abbott. Really? When do I think the Cowboys are going to win another Super Bowl?
When Jerry Jones is.
I hope sometime before I die.
When Jerry Jones 6 feet under.
Very good question, Garcia. Chris Richard is going to be in popular demand.
The Browns won him.
What pisses me off the most? You mean besides the cockroach trolls that are fair weather fans that only come in here when their team's winning, but then they run and hide when they're losing? What pisses me off the most is the blind faith in Jason Garrett that Jerry Jones has for him. I just don't get it. I believe that it must be like one of those spy novels or lawyer movies and things like that where they've got dirt on the mafia and they say, if you kill me, there's going to be an envelope that's delivered to the district attorney with all the dirt on you. I'm assuming that that's what Jason Garrett has on Jerry Jones, that the moment he gets fired, that the shit's going to hit the fan. That's the only thing that I can understand, because it really pisses me off that every year we got to keep seeing him. Every time I see him at the podium, every one of his damn press conferences sound the same. You just insert the team name, and it's the same crap over and over. And it flipping, oh God, he's like a little league coach. I've always said that. He has no emotion whatsoever. Omar Salas, I hope I have not seen that one. They're finalizing a 5-year contract for Garrett with up to $85 million, making him the most paid coach. Yeah, I don't think that one's going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think that's going to happen. Ginger Clapper, Garrett has no personality. I don't think Frederick's going to play this season. I don't think Frederick may play ever again, to be quite honest with you. I'm being serious on that one. I definitely don't think he's going to play this season. Well, Chris, I have to agree with you on that one. Dak is terrible right now, but he needs a system and he needs a coach that can work with his strengths and make him better. Brian, I think he's just happy that he has a job. That's why he's smiling when they're losing. One day and one game at a time. Amen. Yeah, Noah Brown and Lance Lenore both were moved up, or put on the active roster. So at least they're making some moves. I'm actually interested to see Noah Brown on the field. Well, hopefully things get better. We got a big game on Sunday. This is a playoff game. Make no mistake about it, guys. If we don't win this one, it's definitely over. Maybe it's definitely over for Jason Garrett. I don't know. Um, I'm going to go there full force. I'm going to be ready to go. I'm going to be rooting for my team like always. Um, Adam Schefter said that. I hadn't heard that one. Well, Adam Schefter gets a lot of things wrong, so I won't bank on that one. I'm going to say 24-21 Dallas. I just got the sneaking feeling that the Cowboys are going to play better than advertised. You can call me an idiot. You can give me crap. I just have this sneaking feeling. My spider sense is tingling. Brian, you just hit the nail on the head. He's an Ivy League guy. They don't care about football in the Ivy League, man. He's too smart for your britches. That's why you get a guy who's talking about ketchup tests for offensive linemen. I don't give a damn if you know how to get the ketchup out of the bottle. Can you block somebody? That's what I care about. How many times has Jason Garrett outfoxed himself? And for somebody who's so smart, we sure have a simplistic offense. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here. We've had technical difficulties, and I appreciate everybody who has been on here tonight. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me as well as the Dallas Cowboys. Keep the faith. Better days are coming because, well, quite frankly, it can't get much worse. So, with that being said, guys, I will see you guys first thing in the morning with Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to investigate this whole thing about them finalizing a contract extension for Jason Garrett. Oh, God. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'll see you guys.